So in this video, I'm gonna give you a quick lesson on how certain people are stressed out on taxes and certain people have fun and they enjoy taxes. Okay? So for people that get confused and they don't like to pay taxes and file for your taxes, the reason why you feel that way is because you only understand the work side of taxes. Taxes and you don't understand the business side of taxes. So when you're in the country as America, right? They're a business operation. So when you're in the country, you're automatically free to work, whether it's off the books or on the books. The federal bank that's aside from your state allows you to have money and to buy, legal things with the money. So if you're filing for taxes and you hear that it's a big there's a big step you have to take, that and it's like a lottery, it's like a treasure if you fill out the paperwork the right way, you can get a lot of money every year from the IRS. So it's like a lottery. And certain workers that don't know nothing about business and entrepreneurship or taxes, periods, they suffer in life. Now, certain people is cordial and on point to stay on point with the taxes because you've come to realize that the IRS and the people that answer the phone, they're scam artists themselves and they judge you whether you're right or wrong, just like my situation right now. My situation right now is that the state is illegally holding my money. And what I did was I showed them that they're wrong on their paperwork because I took advantage of the pandemic situation. Now, any and everybody can take advantage of a business aspect by getting an EIN. America corporate business, when you're born into the American soil or if you come over here, they give you either working papers or you have a social security number, and your social security number is your natural birth name. It's a birth name. So your number is your name, just like a jail. So that's business. So that means you're obligated to work with your social security number because you was born inside of the United States of America. That's why they print you also. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if you as a business worker or become a business worker, you're legally obligated to claim everything that you spend. That's why debit cards are here. So if you go to the internet and you print out all of your printouts of shopping at grocery stores, right? For instance, you get all your receipts for the last year, you have that printout, and you have a job. Say you was a personal health worker or a home health aide, or you was a designer. However, you have an EIN that's associated with your social security number. You applied for your EIN number. So now that you have a brand new EIN number, you become another business entity under America because it gives you another number. So once you get that EIN number, you can print your receipts, go to your taxes and get a 1099 form. Add up everything that you spend and just transfer the information to the 1099 form. And that's how you get all your money back. While you file for your work taxes, you notice that the numbers is different. You have a W-2, you have a 1040. So now you have to look into the 1099s. So a lot of workers that come over here, a lot of workers that grow up or don't really know or learn in school about the other side of life in America, it's the business side. It's that easy. All you have to do is just have the paperwork and save it and send it to them. Now the problem is the IRS that we call locally, either state or federal, the people that talk to us, they're shady. You can send them the proper paperwork and do it the correct way, and they still will bill you, take your money away from you, and do it the wrong way. So the key to getting over that is to overly claim a lot of money. Don't try to just claim what you spent or whatever for a month or two. Go for the year and then amend your last taxes. Amend that. What you do is you open up the last year's amend, and you amend last year's groceries also. So if it becomes another $1,000 over a certain period of time, you could go back to your previous taxes and you could add on to your social security number and your business name and your regular name. You can add on your EIN. So if you have all that proof, they'll just give you a big ass check and keep giving you a big ass check. And then they'll tell you as you're preparing your taxes that you got to pay a fee. Sometimes this fee is $271 flat. It can start at $30 secretly, end up in your mailbox around $68. And if you ignored it because you called in and see if it was paid off already, and it was no history when you called in, they might have lied to you. And that's the fucked up part. And they let that shit multiply into $370 or $1,200 or whatever the stimulus numbers is. You see how the stimulus numbers was a certain way, and I said the YouTube numbers is a certain way. It all goes hand in hand. Okay, so it's literally private. Certain people is walking down the street laughing at you because they know the literature on their business and you don't. And certain people know a piece of it, so they keep their mouth shut so they can learn all of it or put it together. So this is supposed to be, plenty, the land of plenty and freedom. But a lot of people don't understand that business side aspect of America. So it's never too late, and they tell you that it's never too late, and they have that attitude. And the reason why the IRS shuts you down locally is because they want you to take a chance and take a big accumulation or lump sum of money out for progression, so you can get it back at the end of the year. Because they asking you how much are you making off your products that you're selling. But what they're not telling you is when you become a business entity by you working for somebody, right? Your time is money. You're being charged for your time. You're being paid for it. Your business name, your EIN, nobody can fire you or fine you or penalize you for. You as a human being and your rights and your freedom is you can take each and every dollar that you spent on the job and you can use it as sales because you sold your time. And the paycheck that you got, you contributed it. And that's what a 1099 form is. And when you have the receipts and they see the sums and you categorized it the right way, they keep it to the side and they won't tell you the truth. They want you to go with this automatic computer system that's ran by the upper elites in the government. They took away our freedoms because we be dead right on the paperwork, dead right on what we doing, because if I was dead wrong, I would be in a federal penitentiary. First thing I do when I get in trouble, if I get into a fight on the street, is I ask to go to the Fed jail so I could show them that the state of city is wrong and look how that shit played out. I know it sounds like a far-fetched catch, but it's the truth. You see what I mean about a worker? And how your boss is not going to tell you you can take each and every dime that you pay for transportation and transfer it to a 1099 form. If you don't have an EIN, just use your social security number as your EIN so you can start right now. And for the people that use their social security number instead of an EIN, they get tracked and they get told no at certain times also. So right now, if you put it in right now, you can get cleared for money right now. But if you wait down the line, they're going to ask you a couple of questions. You see what I'm saying? Or they're going to hold your state check and then say that you had this penalization that you didn't get mail, because that's what they ask you at the IRS. Did you receive this certain mail? So it looks like that they're assholes, but in all reality, they're actually holding on to you by charging you money. Once you got paperwork saying that you owe money to the IRS, you can contest it. Once you contest it, you're obligated to go back and get all your receipts and get a 1099 and amend all the previous years. That's going to supersede the amount, whether it's $60 or $300. That's why you should be nice to the people that's online, that you got access to these websites where they sort your taxes and they sort your receipts for you. That's what they get paid for. And me, I jump on their ass because I made that shit on the computer by myself back in the day, a long, long time ago. And had that idea. But it's a job now. That was part of criminal justice, having a credit system and being an advisor also. If you're not being a police officer, you have to be a counselor. So you have to open up the door to everything, whether it's real estate, credit history, or taxes. That's the pyramid scheme. That's the money scheme. And it's fucked up because they're not going to sell you the propaganda, and people that know you the dead truth, like what I just told you, everybody that you love, and I'm talking about your celebrities and everything, they just either don't do it or they know it and they just don't want to do it anyway. If they don't know it, they don't know it. But if they do know it, they just don't claim it because it just doesn't matter. Elon Musk wants to shut down the what? The federal government, the Federal Reserve, the federal banks. You see what I mean? How you could come for them? This shit was our whole life. The IRS was the lottery. Our whole life. And all they did was enhance the internet to make it easier to get paid. You got all of these apps like Flip that you can get paid on the app right now. I just got paid $30. Well, I actually just got paid $60. And I'm only 4 days in. You see what I'm saying? And I just ordered a miniature oven. I just ordered a couple of things I'm not going to tell you about. Like, I'm going to show you. You see what I'm saying? So they making a robot connected to the IRS because the 1099 forms is what you claim when it's social media or when it's eBay, Mercari, OfferUp. See, back in the day when they didn't have the internet, you had to get a receipt. So if you did a hand-to-hand with somebody and you sold them a pair of kicks with no receipt, no written receipts, because people have written receipts with a stamp on it. If you wasn't certified like that, you just had to make sure and be on point that as soon as you get charged that $271 on that grace period, because the grace period was like 2 months ago. That's how a lot of people were still getting that $1,400. And that's how a lot of people were still getting hit off with business tax, and all that other stuff, the child tax. Yeah, the child tax stuff or whatever. It's all about the business side. So you gotta get your EINs and get your 1099s. That's it. And then once they charge you, and that's the thing. That's the fucked up thing about it. You might not get no mail. And then these shady ass niggas might double charge you because nothing but racist ass white people, right? That's just like that. I prove it all the time, and they sit up there and they laugh and shit. And you can be dead right, and it's fucked up. I'm telling you, it's fucked up. See, at a certain time, I guess it was like 2009, 2010. You know, it was fair. They would give you your money back. I was eating. I wouldn't have to, apply by the numbers and start savaging like people be savaging. And then when they take out and they fall in debt or whatever, certain people know how to hide the debt and certain people know how to not necessarily double the debt, but you can get it erased. Because once you get a debt, a student loan debt or a business debt, it's just that number. That's why you can change your identity. It's just people hounding you. They have a trace of your identity. That's why people change their name, or people have a big loan under their EIN and they still use their social security number also. Because any type of paper trail that you have, you can use your social security number. You can. They just gonna keep questioning you. They're gonna ask you what's your cell. So once you keep bringing the point out that I am a business by having a social security number or an EIN. I am a business because I am applying to a job as an entity, as a worker. You are a business. You're just not an employee or employee. You're just not an employee. You're an employer. Now, when you're self-working, that means you just don't have a 9 to 5. You probably have a contract. You're giving your time. You don't understand that. You don't think it's legal, but that's exactly what it is. That's why they keep the paper trail on you. That's why they don't get you in trouble until you hit a certain amount of numbers. You see what I'm saying? If you start getting too much money, then it's something you're lying. But if you claim what you spent, they can't really argue. You see, I'm not in jail. Now listen, they're holding 3 checks from me. One for 129, one for 189, or 186, and one for 142. If I call tomorrow and these bastards from the state, after I paid the $60 fine, don't relinquish my 3 checks, right? I'm going to amend after I just filed today via TurboTax. Instead of suing TurboTax, because I got a check from them, instead of doing that, right? I'm going to amend in April, right before April, I'm going to amend a 1099 to what I just did today. And that's a couple of months from now. And I'm going to put a big ass number of money. And it's going to be everything that I fucking spent for the last year. And I got documented proof and receipts right here, right? I'm going to add all of that shit up. I'm going to add it up and amend it. And once I amend it, I'm going to pay the $271. Once the $271 come, there's a $68. They W all the way. It's a $68. Boom. I'm probably going to get like $3,000. I'm just saying. So I'd rather work for the federal side than to stay on the state side sometimes. Because I can stay on the state side and work. The federal will take my income tax federally, but the state will still give me my income tax. However, when I amend, the federal gives me on the 1099-G a late federal state check. They do. They give you a federal and a state check, and then the state asks for it back because you was just working for them. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you beat this shit. So right now, when we graduate high school, we still under state. We really not under federal. Because y'all don't know the number of guidelines. Y'all didn't take out a business. Y'all just a worker. You're a state city worker. You're not a federal business owner. All you got to do is sell water out your house, and you're a federal business worker using a 1099. You see what we've been missing our whole life? We graduated into working and just filing a 1090, a 1040 or the W2. You see? You haven't been open to the 1099. So we've been getting ripped off. That's why they pay people high salaries. And they try to be nice to you because they know they're taking away from you. They know it's easy to become a federal employee because all you got to do is have some type of documented proof that you sold the water, which is a receipt that you brought it. That's all you need, is that you brought it. Whether it's cash or whether it's card. As long as you had a receipt. That's it. So you see what they took away from us, the IRS. You see what they lie about the checks and about the federal side. And you know why they lie? You know why the IRS lie? Because these bastards are the IRS representing the state. Okay? There's a whole bunch of different states IRSs. So these are just regular people that's just fucked up people. That's just keeping you billed purposely because they can, and it's fucking wrong and it's fucked up. And getting away with it. And when you ask them a question, they get dead silent and won't answer your question because they got the right to remain silent. Because they're federal workers. And they laugh at y'all motherfuckers. They laugh. Look at all the people that could be, you know what I'm saying? Look at this shit. This shit is fucked up. You see? Federal, damn, a business owner. I am going to strike them. Listen, I'm giving them a chance tomorrow. I'm giving the state a chance tomorrow, or I'm gonna fuck this state up again. I'm not playing. I'm gonna ask for my 3 checks. I don't know why it's 3. I don't know why they holding them. I corrected their side. They gave everybody in the world, everybody. They gave us the wrong paper. Right? They gave us the wrong paper. Period, point blank. When they ask what you are selling, if you don't have the EIN, right? And you have receipts on what you spent, that is your merchandise. That's your content. That's your re-up. That's your plug. Okay, you got me. Dead serious. I got a fucking closet full of brand new clothes and tags. For anybody that wants to ask me, not just the shit I designed, not just some other shit. I got a whole bunch of brand new shit I can sell like this store. Because you know why? When I do this little scheme that I'm gonna hit you motherfuckers with tomorrow, right? I can go mask shop and then pay the bullshit ass $400 that's gonna happen throughout 9 months. Because I got a job too, bitch. And then I can just stack on you because now I'm federal property. How about that? Makes sense, don't it? That's what I'm doing right now. I got a point. I'm about to wear it. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to strike. I'm giving the state a chance tomorrow. I'm either gonna cross over to the state, right, and be a different way, or I'm gonna work for the federal and give off a stink again. I'm not playing. I know I'm correct. I know I am. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna print out every receipt. I'm gonna take my EIN. Because you can get a whole bunch of them. That's what they don't tell you either. Just like you get a whole bunch of names, you can get a different type of social security number, and you can get a brand new loan because you're a brand new person. And it's fast, too. Just like that. I'm going to call them and ask for my fucking receipts and my checks. And ask them if they got my receipts from my 12,000, because I struck them. I had 12 racks and I had proof. I'm going to ask them if they got it. And I'm going to ask for my checks. If they say no, I'm going to go amend it. 1099. Take all your receipts and add up everything from every month. Just go to the bottom of the page and add up the whole shit. Everything you ever spent. I'm being dead ass serious. Everything. You don't own money. Always remember that. This is the IRS's money. This is the federal bank's money. That's their currency. So they want to know all that shit. So you're showing them where all of that shit went. I ain't got a damn dime in my bank account. You know, you see I'm on the job and this is how much I earn. So it makes sense. So you send them every fucking thing and keep this shit right there. Instead of scrambling through things and say, well, I'm going to be honest and this is for McDonald's. Well, guess what? You could claim McDonald's just like you could claim gas, just like you could claim the MTA, just like you could claim when you buy a product or a game console at the store. You could claim that shit on a 1099-G because you as a citizen don't own money. You're not part of the Federal Reserve or the federal bank. So all you did was just notify what happened with these products that came from other countries and where it went, where you're stationed because they got your address, and where the fuck it's going. It's that simple. And look how many people in society miss out on that shit every day. All day. Years, nigga. Think about how fucked up that shit is. People is going to jail for taxes and the judge is laughing at you and saying all you had to do was just send everything you ever spent to the motherfuckers and you'd have got their shit back and had more and never would have went there. We're sitting you down because we're looking for the money. You dumbass nigga. And they'll never tell you because there's some shady ass motherfuckers. That's why I said red, white, and blue. You got the colored people with the same looking eyes. Then you got the white that looks like the fucking owl. And then you got the powdered toast man, Elon Musk. And it looks like he's just playing a mind trick on all of us. Even the upper echelon of white man that looks like the owl. And the other little, the skinwalker, reptile shit. You start to see, it's his game. All he want to do is have fun. The owl he's the competition. And so is the fucking lizard. They both competition. Niggas is, and yeah, drug dealers is wolves. All them niggas on Wall Street is wolves. That's all you gotta do. So I'm gonna strike. I'm right. I have just converted. I've been on the state side for 3 weeks now. For 3 weeks, I've been on the state side. The Federal Reserve took my taxes. Look, and I started laughing, right? And then the state gave me money. And last year was vice versa. So now I'm going to call the state and say, listen, y'all owe me my bread. They took my Fed money. And if they shake their head no, and if they deny me, I'm going to amend it 1099, and I'm going to claim everything under my social or my EIN. Now, this is the beauty of it, because once you apply for an EIN number, you get to name it a business name, and you get to make it any type of business you want, as many as you want. So if I wanted to be a chef, if I wanted to be a home health aide or a personal care worker, as well as a clothing designer, I can. And guess what the magic is? The magic is the money. Because I have a job. And I'm a business worker of imperialism with an EIN, and the social security number is being used for my job, but my EIN is still free, fresh, and open. I'll just attach receipts. And to be honest, your EIN can never get dirty as long as you got your receipts. So I can just go 2 more years and don't claim taxes and say, fuck the feds. I go back to state. Boom, I pay the $60 and come back to state. The feds take my state, my federal check. Yeah, the feds take my federal check next year or 2 years or 3 years. But I'm back on the state now because I didn't file a business 1099. So I'm back on the state. Boom, we politicking, I'm working. I'm not getting much or whatever, but I'm just letting time pass. And I say, you know what? Fuck you, state. That's 3 years. You ain't do shit for me. I got a whole bunch of receipts in my EIN. They said, you know what? You didn't claim some. You probably billed $200, and it's probably false. And you have a paycheck, so you already got cleared that you made over $200, so they can't arrest you. Always remember that. So me, I get mad. I say, oh, wait, what? You fined me after 3 years and I didn't claim business? I'm back on state, federal. I'll let you take my check and everything. So I'm loaded over here, baby. So I go back to my taxes and I amend them 3 years later. And I can amend them all 3 years before. And then you add them. So if one was 6, the next year could be an additional 12. And then that can turn into 24. 3 years later, $24,000. I got the receipts. I spent it here. I got a raise and I got an extra job. Or I had the same pattern. $4,000 within the last 3 years. I'm going to go back and amend them. That's an extra $1,000 for every year that I didn't. So you could pick up the extra $500 or $800 a month, a year, a tax year. So they'll give you a back paycheck of $32,000 or $24,000. $3,400 or $2,400, depending on how much you're paying or whatever. Certain people is taking out big loans and they flipping the shit. Certain people is dropping certain zeros. They not adding 3 zeros. They not adding 6 zeros. They playing with sneaker money. They playing with thousands and hundreds. See what I'm saying? Right now, all right, so don't file no taxes. 3 years later, you don't do no business taxes. Do not file no 1099s. Keep all your receipts. Mind you, when you were on the job for 3 years, everything you clocked in, right, from what you got paid and paid for, you have loaded on your EIN. Because as soon as they ask for it, all you got to do is show them. You can either fax it, or sometimes you can go scan it over the phone. Once that joint scanned into a certain tax bracket on the 1099, there's nothing they can say. Because it does the math. It has the little thing at the bottom that says do math. You click it. Once you scan it, you click it. It does it for you. So people could have been eating way more. Like how I said, if you're fucking with 100 sneaker money, or if you're fucking with thousands, you're fucking with the pyramid schemes. So if I fuck with sneaker money, I know how to fuck with sneaker money. So since I'm a business entity and you ask me what I'm selling, you don't have to answer that because you have merchandise. You see what I'm saying? You have the merchandise and the receipts. That's the lottery. That shit is a lottery. We look at it as it's illegal, and it's not. That's you being a business owner with an EIN, having name brand products. You see how simple that shit is? I know it seems like you got to be Blockbuster to be a business owner, but you really don't. Because they got farmers. They got something called farmers. The farmers hate everybody, but that's a different story. They got something called farmers. So that's the competition. Us workers versus the farmers. The farmers don't need us to sell the eggs. They only need us to buy them. Okay? We need the farmers more than they need us. So if you open up your EIN, you got a whole bunch of paperwork from the last 3-4 years, 20 years, and they let you go back and amend because it's a big amount of money. Because once you go back a certain amount of time and it's a real big amount of money, they start asking you questions. Do you want to go further back? And you say, yeah, I do want to go further back. And you put more. And they allow you to get more money. But we have business workers, we brainwashed. We'll never get that drink. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I already started. Like I said, 3 weeks in the state, and I'm pissed off. Pissed off already. It's trash. Trashy. Look at that. The feds take your money the first time, the first go around, because you didn't do yourself a favor and you didn't claim anything. You didn't claim not one receipt. You didn't claim a bill or nothing. You don't own nothing in America. So you're obligated to claim each and every fucking thing on your taxes. By the federal government. And the state, the miserable ass city and state workers, they wrongly fuck y'all over. And that's why people are so pro-war and so pro-bad shit that happens over here. Because right now the state shouldn't be holding my money. And the only reason why the feds took my Fed check, The only reason why the feds took my Fed check is because I didn't put my business entity in yet. That's why. They already took the $200 fee away from me. So I'm not going to get billed that shit. So they held it. I got $1, you'll get $1 refund. So they hold it for you, the $1 refund, then they're going to send you something. That's why they make it to April. So if you amend within that time, you're not going to get billed anything. You're going to get more money because you added what you didn't have 2 months later, 3 months later. And then it opens back up in a certain way because you can amend again if certain taxes and certain breaks come out. So as soon as they cheat you, as soon as you run out of money, this is the perfect time to reclaim every receipt you ever had. That's why they have the debit card, the power of the fucking debit card. Everything you ever spent, it does not matter. And I'm just talking from the federal perspective. You are obligated to file on the taxes and get that back. And the state determines how much you get back. And you're supposed to get each and everything back, and you're not going to. So that's the domestic terrorism that we getting hit with right now. I'm living proof of this shit. Because right now, like I said, they holding 3 checks for me. Watch me fuck these niggas up if they fuck with me tomorrow. Watch. I'm gonna just fuck this shit up. Watch. I'm not supposed to be getting hit with no Fed charges right now. They should at least give me my money first. They only gave me $1, so I already know what that means. They should at least give me what I got from my job, because my job has nothing to do with my fucking business. You see what I'm saying? That's the connection. That's what you people don't see. Honestly and truthfully, if you lie on your taxes about a business and get some money, ask yourself a question. How the fuck did I just pull that off? Ask yourself that shit. You lied on your taxes and got more money back. Ask yourself, how the fuck did that just happen? If that's a possibility, there's a way to match that shit. Right. When you work and then having your separate business, it does not have to be a big ass store. It does not have to be you. It doesn't have to be selling anything on the internet. It could be you spending money. You having a job and spending money. That's exactly what it is. The people that get caught in taxes and they get that big ass lump sum of money in taxes, do you know why they get caught up like that? They get caught up because they think that $271 I was just telling y'all about, they think that it's going to pay itself once you get the money. And it's not. You manually have to pay that shit. Despite how much money you get, it's never going to pay itself. That's the labor. You have to get your ass up, get on the phone, or go to somebody and pay that shit. That's it. People that fall into millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and that shit is just awfully big, they just forget to make the payment manually. You have to make that payment manually. Promise. That's all that shit is. These niggas ain't stealing no money, but the federal government can make it look like you stealing money. Just like that. And you see how you don't see it? But as I'm telling you, you get it? That shit is dangerous. That shit is fucked up and dangerous. It's a lie on every United States citizen. I'm a crack them. If I gotta pay for my pages till last year, I'm a crack these niggas. Watch this shit. Oh yeah. Caught them in a lie. They're illegally holding my stuff right now. And they have all of my information. I had a compensation check for $12,000. And you're legally obligated to do whatever you want. But what they didn't know I was going to hit them in the face with is when I cashed it, because I had a cashier's check, they charged me $257. I took the receipt, the $257, and put that on my fucking 1099 and got that shit back. And the state is mad at that. Holla at me. Yeah. And what I did was, I opened up another EIN and then I opened up a trademark. Now, my trademark is still being determined, not because of COVID, because of the controversy of my sign. But I made an alternative sign. So that's another thing that's fucking me up. However, my business name and everything I do is my business is what I happen to do in the job field. That's a cheat. You see how I cheated these niggas? You see how I caught them? I caught them something lovely. You can't ask me what I sold. You can, but you can't arrest me. You can't penalize me because I got products. And for what you're asking, I got more money in products than what you're asking for. Shit. One pair of sneakers is 2 times, 3 times more than what you're asking for. I'm covered. I'm looking at the state like I should come down there like Osama bin Laden, nigga. And come look you in the face and ask me, nigga, is you telling the truth? Let's talk about it. I know how to get that bread. I dare them to fuck with me tomorrow. Like I'll take advantage now. I'll take advantage. I will get each and every receipt and claim that shit. Because you can. Under your EIN, and when you start your business, my business name, right? And my business social security number and my EIN is me. Hello. I'm on the clock at this business. God forbid I'm on the clock with my job, right? And something goes wrong with my job, I'm obligated to sue my job. Does everybody understand that? If you don't have the money for the $15,000 or to go pro se to sue your job, you go to the Division of Human Rights and you file a charge, or you go for the EEOC, right? And then they try to either give you what you want or a settlement. Okay? Listen to this. Now you have me in your estate as a worker. If I work at Leek and Watts or if I work at a museum. Say I work at a museum. You have my name, my social security, my birthday, my address. You have everything. And you employed me through my social security number and the employee identification number that you gave me, the museum. However, me, when I'm not on the clock, I opened up a business of my own choice with my own business name, and they assigned me. They, the state, New York State, along with the federal bureau, assigned me an EIN number. My business functions is I sell these type of products and I do these type of business endeavors. This is what consists of my EIN. There isn't one person in this world who can tell me no. The president, the IRS, or anything. Once you sign up, they ask you what your business consists of. You put what you want, and they give you the EIN. That's what your business is. So now, as a business owner, and I'm the entity, I can employ other people. And there's different ways to do it. However, if I want to be smart about it, I get a job. And the job matches everything I do that's associated to what? My business. So now that I'm an entity at a job and I'm my own entity, I am obligated to do whatever the fuck I want with the money that I get from my job. I don't have to listen to no fucking body. Meaning, I can claim this shit every penny. Are you dumb? Every fucking penny. So I take the checks, I take the W-2 forms, and I take the whatever they give me from the job. I attach them to the EIN. Okay? So I earned this amount of money at this job. I can attach that to the 1099. A lot of people don't know that.